Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So today I'm starting a new segment called A Closer Look. And what I'm doing is I'm taking a closer look at certain video games that I've probably talked about in the past, or even maybe some new ones that I haven't actually talked about. But I'm going to start with some of the ones that I've actually already talked about, because most of the games I've talked about on this channel were part of comparison videos. So I would play like three games, the same game, on three different systems or whatever. Or I played similar games where I played two different games that were similar. And so now's a chance to actually kind of go back and revisit some of these games and just take a closer look at them and just on that one specific system. And I chose BurgerTime for this one. And this is the Intellivision version of BurgerTime because it's my favorite version of BurgerTime. When I did the comparison video back, a while ago, it was actually one of the first few videos I did, possibly even my first comparison video. I did the Atari version versus the Intellivision version versus the ColecoVision version. And I think even at that time, I thought I still like the Intellivision version, even though it doesn't match the arcade. But that's fine with me. I mean, it's nice that it's got its own, world to it. I didn't grow up playing the arcade. I didn't I think when I went to the arcade when I was a kid, it probably was only like Chuck E. Cheese. I didn't get to go to arcades very often. And by the time I was old enough to go on my own, these types of games were pretty much gone from the arcade. There was games like RoboCop and Chase HQ and other games, Mortal Kombat. So a lot of the traditional, like BurgerTime, Donkey Kong, Miss Pac-Man, a lot of them were disappearing from the arcades. But I had a lot of experience playing this on my Intellivision. I was really excited when I got it. And so as you can see, I got this box. I have a few, I think, boxes. This is probably the best condition one I have. And you can see it's not really in that great condition. It's kind of ripped here. What's different about this box is it's not the one that opens up. Like, the typical Intellivision box opens up like this. This opens up like almost like the Atari games. And I think they did that on a few different games. Possibly, I don't know. I wonder what the issue is. Maybe saving money or something, or maybe they wanted to differentiate the ports, the arcade ports, from the actual Intellivision. I don't know. I really don't know. So I'm just going to open it up, and as you see, I have the manual in here. I mean, it's always handy to have a manual, especially for like the settings and stuff. It gives you kind of an overview of the game, what you're doing. Your chef, Peter Pepper, that's his name. See, I didn't even realize that. I didn't know his name was Peter Pepper for some reason. Maybe I just never read the manual. So he's saying he's surrounded by pickles and hot dogs are everywhere. Dodge down and a ladder and pepper a pickle, and it goes on and on. I don't want to sit here and reading it. And it gives you the object of the game, the score points while building hamburgers. Pretty self-explanatory. It also talks about the controller. It's got an overlay, which I also have in here. It's in here somewhere. Probably fell at the bottom. There it is. And this is another example of Intellivision overlays that are almost unnecessary. It dresses up the controller to look pretty, and that's about it. I mean, it does say 1, 2, 3 at the top there, just for the speed difficulties, and it tells you that your fire buttons are pepper, but that's about it. I mean, it doesn't really serve any purpose, and I don't think I've ever used it. And in fact, any of these overlays where they don't really serve much of a purpose, what's the point? I mean, you have to jam it in there, and it doesn't do anything. It doesn't advance your gameplay anyway. And so as you can see, I got the game in there too. I'm gonna pull it out there. Got the nice bright yellow label with the red BurgerTime in there. Now I know with fast food, especially fast food, red and yellow are their go-to colors. If you think about like the McDonald's was red, it still is red and yellow. Wendy's, red and yellow. I mean, they're the two most appetizing colors out there. So it makes a lot of sense for a game called BurgerTime to use red and yellow. But it's it's got the standard Intellivision cartridge. It looks exactly like you would expect from an Intellivision. And so It's got the year on there, 1982, Data East. And, yeah, I mean, just look back at the box again. I mean, the artwork's pretty cool. I always like the artwork on these old games. This would make an awesome poster. And, of course, the screenshot on the back. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this thing into my Intellivision and play. And just do a little bit more explaining as I go along. Just kind of do a little playthrough. See how far I can get. I'm not always so good at this game. I can get fairly far, but not too far. So, let's just throw it in there and have some fun playing BurgerTime. Okay, so we got BurgerTime. Yeah, so we got Mattel Electronics presents BurgerTime. I really love this screen. I mean, it's really colorful. There's a lot going on there, and you know, you could see all the characters. You can see the fries right there. You can see the ketchup, the pickle guy over there. So we got 1982 Mattel and 1982 Data East. Now, Data East was obviously the company that brought this out when it was in the arcade, and you know, they pretty much owned the game. I don't know if Data East is still around today. I think they are, but I could be wrong. So I know I start the game, I choose a speed. So I'm going to choose the fastest speed because I think, you know, playing anything less, the game's kind of sluggish. So to do that, I have to hit the disc. And I'm going to be a one player. And we're off. Now the strategy, obviously, of this game is to get the patties and the buns and all that to fall from the height with one of the characters on there, and then it will drop further down than if you were to just complete it without a character on there. Now the French fries, what that does is it gives me extra pepper. So in this game you actually have a weapon, and that's pepper. And it definitely comes in handy. Oh, whoa, oops. Okay, that was just me slipping up on the disc controller there. I like how on that screen there too, you see them coming towards you, and when you finally do lose your last man, they actually do come and attack you. Whereas every other screen, they just kind of get close to you. Kind of neat. Alright, so I just need to get one more bun. Uh-oh. Might need to use the pepper? Nope. Yeah, so that's what happens when you do the pepper. It just stuns the character. Whoa, that was close. I always think it's probably best to go all the way up to the top first and then work your way down. Just squish them all there. And when you do have that opportunity to get one of them on the bun or the meat or whatever, it's always worth it to just wait that little extra second. You don't really have a timer on this game, so you don't have to worry about, you know, bonus points or anything like that running out. Unlike Donkey Kong, where there's a timer. You just gotta get these peppers as often as you can, because you always want to stock up on your pepper. It's always bad when you run out of pepper and then you get cornered. I mean, this is what separates this game from, say, Pac-Man. Where in Pac-Man, you have your power pellets, but they're always in the corner of the screen. So if you need them, you better be at that corner or else you're in trouble. I had to do that. See if I can get these guys in there. I'm probably running all over the place here. Just gonna try and get that pepper, but I think I'm cornered. Now there's been times where you almost have to like waste pepper to try and get the pepper, and it oops, kind of makes it pointless at that you know stage. And you can notice at the bottom there, you don't get to see the full hamburger anymore. The screen's so big, They just couldn't fit it all in. The game's so wide. Oops. It's kind of a waste. Wasting a lot of my peppers. They're all at the bottom here. That ain't good. Now I really have to pay attention to when those pepper things show up. And of course with each level, whoops. Of course with each level the maze gets a little bit more tricky. You can actually run into some like dead ends. Like, even though this game doesn't, whoops, fully resemble the arcade, I think this is one of the more fun versions of the game, or ports, or whatever you want to call it. I remember being so excited when I got this game. And the funny thing is, I didn't actually play the game in the arcade. I never did. But I knew what it was, and I was really excited to get it on the Intellivision. Whoops. Ran into him. Really could use that pepper right about now. Okay. So down here, this is my pepper. Ah, didn't hit the button. Just died. See, now they just attacked me. And that wasn't too bad. Of course, every time you die, you have to start at the beginning again. Now, I do believe this game does loop. You can get so far, and then it kind of goes back to the first level. It doesn't have, like, endless levels. I mean, it is Intellivision. I mean, they're not going to be able to generate new levels every single time, and at some point it does have to loop. Now this is the fastest speed too. You can imagine going any slower than this. So this level I'm just going to go right up to the top. And try and deal with them there. I'm just... uh-oh. Okay, good. You never know when these guys are just going to all of a sudden change directions either. Ah, he just respawned on top of me. Much like in Pac-Man, you never know, right? You think you're going to die, you think the ghost is going to get you, and then all of a sudden it just changes direction on you, and you're perfectly fine now. But in this one, like what just happened there, they can just respawn, and you could be right in that spot, and you're out of luck. At least with Pac-Man, you know, every time the ghosts respawn, they always respawn in the center piece where the ghosts always come from in the beginning. Uh-oh. Okay, now I'm in that bad situation where I'm out of pepper. So I'm going to race to the top now. And hopefully get that root beer. Which I believe it is. Well, we're going to call it root beer. Might be beer. Well, I should say beer. It really sucks though, it only gives you one additional pepper, so... You know, it'd be nice if it gave you like a full set, you know? Now I'm out of pepper and I'm dead. Alright, this level again. Let's see if you follow me again. Yay! I believe this is the one with the ice cream cone. Nope. Wasn't fast enough. It's always good too to keep in mind where the special item is going to appear to give you pepper. That way you can kind of be mindful that it's going to appear and be in close proximity to it, like here. Unfortunately, you can't always be in that predicament, or placement I should say, because you know, if you want to complete the level, you have to be all over the place, but at least if you keep it in mind that it's down there when you're really hurting for pepper. Right now I can't really do anything about it. I won't get down there fast enough, which is an unfortunate scenario. I just had to waste it there. No! I thought I made it. I was so close. See if I can complete this level. I'm out of pepper. Oh, never mind. I have 1 pepper now. This is getting intense. Uh-oh. Yeah, I had to do that. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Man, I thought I was going to complete this level. So, yeah, that was BurgerTime, and I really have fun playing this game. It's one of my go-to Intellivision games. I keep it in a stash right there on my shelf. I have a small stash of Intellivision games that are my go-to games, and a small stash of Atari games that are my go-to games, and BurgerTime is there. It's one of those games where, you know, if I can only have a few games on the Intellivision, that would be one of them. Dungeons and Dragons, The Cloudy Mountain would be the other one, and probably Donkey Kong. But, yeah, I had a lot of fun playing this. I didn't get as far as I thought I would. I kept stumbling on that final level. It did help, though. I mean, it does help to read the manual and see the tricks that you can learn from these enemies. I mean, each one of these, they call them nasties. And I don't know why a lot of these video games in the past, they like to call the enemies nasties. Whatever, I don't know. But, I mean, it does tell you some of the tips and tricks on how to get through there. But really, it's just a case of playing it and playing it and playing it and getting used to it. Preserving your peppers. And like I said in the video, you want to know where your pepper refills are going to appear so you can consciously be near there. And I always felt that they would appear oftentimes when you would complete a bun or you knock down one with a bunch of guys on it. That's usually when it would appear. So you'd always have to keep that in mind and just kind of race towards that and get that extra pepper. Because they're very valuable in this game. Like I said, with, unlike Pac-Man where they give you the power pellets in the corner, at least you got these peppers you can store. Just like in Mousetrap, you can pick up the bones and store them. And when you need to turn into a dog, you can turn into a dog. In fact, that's another game that I know I did a comparison on that I should probably take another look at. And of course, you got your scoring chart here. If you want to play for points, if you want to get the bonuses, so the manual does make some sense to if you can get your hands on one. Anyways, somehow I have a complete box here. Now, to end this up, I just also wanted to mention Diner. And I don't think a lot of people know this exists because it's essentially a sequel to BurgerTime. And I don't know if it was on any other systems. I'm not aware of it being any other systems, but it was on the Intellivision. And part of my comparison video, I did play a segment of this game. So this is another one that I want to take a closer look at because I didn't really, spend any time learning how to play it, learning the ins and outs. In fact, I bought this not that long ago, maybe like a year and a half ago. I don't know. Probably when I did the video, that's when I bought this. And I kind of got lucky finding it too, because it's kind of an expensive game. And so, the person that, it was like a flea market, and I don't think she really looked at the value or even knew what it was worth. I didn't even know what it was worth at the time. I just saw it sitting there. I'm like, Diner, I don't have that. How much? And I think I got it for like $5 or something cheap like that. But she knocked down the price because I was buying a whole whack of other games. So on its own, they wanted, I think, like 15 or something. I don't. But I got it for a steal. It's worth a lot more than that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this segment of a closer look. I tried to just do a little bit more detail on the gameplay, try and play a little bit longer, and you know, if you like this video, let me know in the comments below what you think I should do for my next closer look. And you know, if I've done any games in the past, if you want me to pull those ones out, or if there's a game you've been wanting me to kind of show or play, and if I have it, of course, I will play it. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hope you subscribe to my channel. Talk to you later.